and gentlemen, welcome to Talks with Todd.
Yeah, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy B Todd. Welcome back to Talks with Todd. Today we have a very special guest, man. I met her right up here on the Rise and Grind Morning Show. She is hilarious. She has her own show called Stream. You definitely got to check that out. Listen, she is probably one of the funniest people that I know that's not even a comedian, but need to be a damn comedian. Okay, I'm dead ass, man. This woman will make you laugh, and she probably not even trying to be funny. I love this woman. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Lake.
Not a comedian. Just funny looking. Like
Nah, never that.
You know what? I suck at that. Like
Really?
making people laugh on purpose.
Same.
So I'm good with that. I'm good with just having a personality and not thinking before I speak.
Yeah, same.
Yep.
That's why I was like, I have to interview Lake because you are one of the few women that I know that actually kind of act like me.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I
Like a bald-headed black man.
No, I mean,
worse.
personality wise.
I'm gonna get me a goatee.
So yeah, but today, look, I wanted to talk to you about obviously season 4 is all about marriage. Mm-hmm. Okay, and today I just want to talk to you about what the fuck is the point of being married.
Yeah, I thought about that. Like, why would you ask me?
No, because
what the fuck is the point of nobody ever asking me to marry them? But
let's get into it.
No, let's get into it. Where we want to start?
Anywhere.
Okay, so what the fucking point is marriage? On some seriousness.
Okay.
You know, I do believe that community and raising a family together is very important for the development of human beings. I'm a firm believer of the movie Hancock.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you are a superhero single,
yeah,
but you are meant to be with somebody. You are meant to be human. You are meant to literally grow with somebody.
Right.
And I don't think we were put on this earth to do this alone. You know, people say I live by myself. I was born by myself. I live by myself. I die by myself.
Yeah,
but come on now.
Yeah.
This ain't that. It ain't. It's too much depression and everything. Loneliness is real. Mm-hmm. You know, I just don't think there's not a point of marriage.
I got you.
You know,
I got you.
And I'm not a religious person. You know, I'm a spiritual person. But what do you think the point? You done had several wives. I watch you. I follow.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think I do believe that the point of marriage is pretty much a lot of the stuff that you mentioned already. Is the start the family aspect of it, to have somebody to build with. I think that is very important. Obviously, we can pick wrong, as I have done. But
how many times?
I'm on my third marriage. Yeah. So I'm
on your third marriage too. I'm just watching. This one is to keep because you say it all the time.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. See, you've been watching for real. I appreciate that.
It's so funny because I sent my guy. I currently started dating somebody. It hasn't been a year yet, but it's a couple walking down the street, and he like, I love being with you, and she like, I love you too, and he like, well, what the fuck took you so long to find me? I done had all these women break my heart, and that's how it feels when you get older.
Right, I got you.
But I honestly, somebody brought this to my attention, and I wonder if anybody else feel the same way. That first love. The one you let get away, the one you felt like you was too young to be in love with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we all had that person. It was pure. It was easy. It was simple and unadulterated.
Yeah.
And we always walk away from that person.
Yeah.
And I feel like we find that first.
What was your reason for walking away from that person, though?
Oh, God. The craziness, like my first real adult love, he had to break to me over his Christmas break from college that he got his high school sweetheart pregnant. And he knew that was like their farewell goodbye.
Yeah.
And 20 years later, that's true. You know, the child is grown. He had custody of the child. He took care of her. He raised her, never went back to the mom.
Yeah.
But at 18, someone asking me to just believe in them and believe that you can't, you can have sex with somebody and have a kid and not love them. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't believe that. And I had to walk away. I didn't think that was my future.
I got you.
And it will probably always be, honestly, one of the biggest mistakes. I mean, I love the life that I live now, but I always go back to like serendipity, like how would it have been? You watch those movies where it'd be like, if I gave this answer, but what if I would have gave that answer?
Yeah,
and how
that would have played out? Right. I get that. I think me walking away from somebody, it was so stupid. I was young, but I just think that because sex played such a major part in that time of my life, not having it didn't feel right. So instead of me trying to get to know, trying to build with her without that in the equation, I didn't know how to do that.
Was she a religious girl?
No.
Just a good girl?
Just a good girl and wanted to wait at a good time, which I understood it, but I wasn't patient enough for it. And I didn't get my patience till way later. So I think that was the probably the downside of me walking away from that person.
I think I had somebody tell me once that, they family encouraged them to see what else was out there. And they never really found exactly what they had while breaking that person's heart. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so many things. But I hate that I didn't come from a background where the women in my family were married. Like, I didn't have, I can't think about who, my uncles were married, I believe. But it was like when the men in my family got married, they walked away from the family. And so you left a whole bunch of unwedded women that became strong, independent. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come from a welfare family. Everybody had jobs. Everybody worked. Everybody raised their kids. And it was no complaints. I didn't come from a family of women who got child support.
Damn,
so
dope.
I know, like, it's craziness because when I speak on that, people don't understand why I don't see like fighting for the money in court. That's a whole different subject. You can bring me back for that. But I don't know what that life looks like. I don't know what that like. And it's at 46, I'll be 46 in 2 weeks. It saddens me, like, I don't know what it is to be in a household with a mommy and a daddy. Like,
hey, I grew up the same way.
But you still know what it is to be in a household because you've been married. Like, on either side, I don't know what that looks like.
I get what you're saying. So have you been proposed to before?
Hell no. Talk about comedians. You got jokes.
No, I'm asking because I don't know.
Off this conversation like, I don't even know why you been here. Nobody ever even wanted to answer. Marry me.
Wow. That's why I want to talk to you, because I like talking to people that also want to be married and just hasn't got to that point yet.
I watched my friends get married like right out of college. And I always felt like it was the stupidest thing ever. So I literally took life paths that wouldn't lead to marriage. Like, once I got out of college, I had one situation in college where this man literally knocked on my door and asked me to come away with him. He knew I was in a bogus relationship. He knew I was in a relationship that wasn't going to lead to anything. And he said that he knew that he could provide me with a great future if I just took a chance on him. And that was the second time that I was trying to be loyal. He was absolutely right. And he like a CEO of some corporation right now. He had the big houses and the dogs and the cats and like all the cars. And he married a woman and they had a great life. He got divorced. But he truly believed in that lifestyle and he truly wanted to have it with me. And I just was like, but I'm here with somebody. Like, you just don't do that to people. I wish I did, though.
And how old were you at the time?
I was 21.
Damn, you was loyal as hell at 21.
I know. We had a life. We had an apartment. But he really wasn't. The guy I was with was 27 and he wasn't even taking care of me. And that's what I say, when you don't have a mama and a daddy and know what that looks like. Right. Somebody should have. That man, Mr. Boykin, was Jeffrey, because we talk about it all the time. Jeff was telling me, like, I see you. And this man is not taking care of you like you should be. Right. But it wasn't no mommy, it wasn't no daddy around to show me what that looked like. So the guy he was He was 7 years older than me. So if I was 20, 21, he was 27, 28. I was working. I was paying the bills. I was trying to be loyal in our household, hoping that I would be the woman to uplift him enough to get to that point.
Got you. Okay.
And then I couldn't anymore.
I get it.
I was exhausted. Like, I can't.
Because no woman should be in a relationship doing everything anyway. So
Right, but it takes a man to be in your life to show you that you are meant to be a helpmate.
Right.
Not to be taken care of. You know, I had to learn that on my own. I think I just started using the word helpmate like 2 months ago. What the fuck is a helpmate? Is that in chess?
Yeah, right. I feel you.
Is that when they about to get the queen and then the pawns come through? Like, no, we helping mate.
Right. That's real. But that was a time where you felt like that, like you thought if you kept doing what you were doing, he would probably step his game up and y'all would eventually be married.
I thought so. And then I came home to Detroit. We were living in Mount Pleasant at the time. And when I came home to Detroit, it was like Detroit was real life. Like, this is a city.
Right.
People our age are working and they're building their careers and this, that, and the other. And there were 27-year-old men working in corporate America.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some of them were my own friends. So I was like, I'm going to just go home and build my own life. And then I got here and I joined the motorcycle club. And who want to marry a bitch in a motorcycle club? Shaking my ass every night. And I wasn't even getting paid for it. Just riding bikes and enjoying. Because at that point, it's like, let me not be serious. I didn't know I was wasting years, though.
Got you. You were just living. It sounded like you were just living life, though.
I was, but...
And it was fun.
It was, but... This ghetto.
Okay.
This single life, unmarried.
I get why you say that now, but back then, I feel like every woman, every man too, they need to live, they need to have a life before they get with who they want to get with and settle down. Like, because that way, all of that bullshit is out of your system. And then you could really be chill.
But what is the bullshit? Like, having multiple privates? Because that's all really what we want, right? Being able to sleep around.
That and just partying all the time, hanging out late, all of that. Like,
you can't party and hang out late with your spouse?
You can do it with your spouse, but you're going to be with somebody at that point. Now, when you're single, you can do whatever you want and just that's what I'm saying, get it all out your system.
But for men, like, I'm sure you finer than you was 20 years ago.
Actually, I look better now.
I just said that.
Oh,
I said, I'm sure you do.
Thank you.
Because men, I swear, especially black men, well, every day y'all get finer.
Thank you.
Women, we think we will, but we don't.
No.
We change. Our mindset may become more beautiful. It may be more, we may learn how to take care of ourselves, but ain't nothing like, you can't tell me about that stomach I had at 24. I almost had an ab. I almost had a ab. Now I'll never see an ab.
But I mean, see, real men really don't care about stuff like that.
I get that. I know y'all don't.
Yeah, real men don't care about that. They care about what's your person. Can the woman make me laugh? That's well, I can speak for myself. I can't speak for every other man, but I care about a sense of humor. I care about somebody being creative. I care about stuff like that. Stuff that ain't gonna go nowhere no matter what size you are. Mm-hmm. I care about that stuff, like, because at some point looks are gonna fade.
Right. So
what do you have when those looks are gone? Right. That's how I look at it.
Usually, women my age have cats. Oh, because we ain't got no man. Like, one thing I will say, like, lately, I feel like for some people after COVID and they realize what the loneliness look like, they've been more apt to find love. And I've seen more 50-year-old women getting married than I think I've ever seen before in my life.
Damn.
And
really?
Yes. Like, maybe because all my timeline is full of 50-year-old women, but they get married, I ain't. But it seems like, it used to be a young woman's sport. And we really felt like we didn't have a chance as you got older. Like, your chances was becoming slim. You know what I mean? But somebody said I can get it back. Girl, it's a keg for me. I'm on But I do have a question for you, like on the lines of the marriage topic. Being that you've been married multiple times, What about the wedding?
See, that was the beauty of it. I didn't have to worry about that stuff.
You didn't have to worry about it the third time around?
Because it was not... the third marriage was the closest that I came to a wedding ever. Everything else was just court stuff.
The first 2 times?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because you gotta understand, the first 2, there wasn't because of what I wanted personally. This is what one time I got married where I say, okay, I want to get married for me.
Right.
Like, I knew that I wanted to marry her. You feel me? So the first 2 times had nothing to do with me. The first marriage, that girl needed a green card. She just so happened to be my best friend from high school.
I'm like, wow, I want somebody to get... Did she give you money for it?
Nah, but she looked out. But no, I didn't get no money for it because it was like
against the law. You like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Nah. And then the second marriage, it was just like, okay, she got pregnant with my son. I want to give my son what I didn't have growing up. I didn't have my father around. I want my son to see what it's like to have a family. That still wasn't for me. It was a good deed, but it wasn't for me.
Right.
So you see what I'm saying? So it had nothing to do with me those first 2 times.
But a lot of men make that mistake.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, and I apologize if it's not a mistake, but why is that I hear so many men say, well, I married her because I fucked her first, then I put a baby in her, so I'm gonna marry her. No. That's not a ring. That's a baby.
Right. But like I said, I wanted just to give my son something that I didn't have growing up, which was to see, what it was like to have a mother and a father in the household. Like, I just kept trying to... my boy told me this a long time ago. He was like, bro, you can stop trying to outdo your dad. You beat him already. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what I was battling with.
I know. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think more people need to realize, my mother never asked me to walk in her footsteps, even though I feel like I did a lot of things that she did, Once I had a kid, like she had one kid, I had one kid, like I can't have no more children. The one thing I always knew all my life was if I didn't have a baby by my husband, then I didn't really have a right to have multiple children. And that was another thing that I would say, why get married? And for women who have those type of standards, it's one thing to have one baby daddy for me. Right. And how I was raised. And like I said, I told you about the women in my family. Right. They really didn't come from just wanting to be baby mamas. That's why I say they didn't go after the money and be fighting in the street for snatching babies back and forth by the legs and heads. Like, they just went on about their lives. Like, I got these kids. We're about to make it work. We come from educated in a way of being sensible people. Right. And one thing we knew, kids didn't need that. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? They don't need the fighting and everything. You just do what you have to do to be a great mom and a parent. Absolutely. But it does decrease your chances of somebody wanting to marry you. I get that. I understand how it could be, but there's always somebody out there for somebody else. And just when you think, like, it's a lot of women out here that have multiple baby fathers and there's still somebody that's willing to marry. I mean, absolutely. When you think about it, it's fools out here marrying porn stars. Right. But they got fat asses. I don't. That's the problem. Like, when you got a flat ass, you can't have multiple baby daddies and a flat ass. It just don't. Ain't nobody gonna marry that. I'm telling you, trust me. I told you how old I am. But it ain't about that life. I get what you're saying, but still, porn like stars. They professionally got ass. Like, yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. It's somebody for everybody. Somebody's always willing to marry somebody, no matter what the background is. Right. So I don't think you should give up hope. You know? No, I do not give up hope. Good. Especially like I say, as I've gotten older, I've become more mature. I think differently. I take care of my home, myself differently. I'll take care of a man differently. Mm-hmm. And I know that I have something to give to somebody. It's a sad thing when I see women that feel like they have to give up hope. I had a friend today, she said, you're on your way there and it's curtains for me. And I went to text her like, don't say it's curtains for you. And she was like, no, I shouldn't say that. And I'm like, you really shouldn't. Right. Because like you said, it's somebody for everybody. Mm-hmm. And I truly believe in the power of manifestation and the power of knowing your worth. If you want to be I want to be married. Right. You know what I mean? And everybody I date, they know I want to be married. So when the relationship only goes so far, I know that was for the best because they didn't want to marry me or want to be married or been married before and they got PTSD. But you ain't the guy for me.
Did you? Now this is something that you voiced early on, right?
I do.
Okay. And then
and not in a. I don't hardly bring it up
right
after the fact, but you know when you getting to know people,
right?
You know what I mean, like. I'll make a joke about it, like, you know what I'm saying? I just want to slap a bitch with my wedding ring. Backslap that hoe. Just so you know the signs I'm looking for.
Right,
I want to leave a mark. Don't give me something where I ain't going to leave a mark.
Yeah, right.
He's looking for no diamond chip. I'm trying to cut a bitch face open.
Yeah, no chip or shit. Yeah, I feel you on that.
Just in case.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Just in case she want to say hi to you.
But I'm glad you put it out there, though, so there's no secret. So it's like, why even play at that point?
Right.
So I understand I understand you putting that out there early on because now you know where my head is at. You know, I hope you follow, and if you don't, go on somewhere.
Right.
You know? So I understand that. That's cool. Now, how is it in the new relationship right now that you're in? How long have you been in one?
It's 9 months.
9 months. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
And somebody who's been married twice before. So, and they have a family background. And there's a lot of questions that I asked about, like, why would you want to do it again? Like, after hearing the horror stories, I'm like, Jesus, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't do some of those things, I don't think.
Yeah.
But, you know, why would you want to do it again? So to know that person was looking for a relationship,
mm-hmm.
you know, and then I recently asked, like, we never talk about marriage. When you want her to read the comments, because you can't read lips.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah, thank you. you can read them in a minute.
So you know, you do have to ask. Like, we really didn't talk about marriage, and I just kind of said, like, I don't believe now in my life that I would want a huge wedding, but I do want a wedding.
I understand that.
And he was like, I understand that. See, some people be like, you know, they start to sweat. Like, oh, you think I'm going to be the one? Like, you my boyfriend. Like, I hope you, like, want to be the one, or let's not be together. But I feel sad about that, too. Like, not having the big wedding and the big Cinderella dress and everything, because I thought I would be able to do that as well. But something simple on a beach.
That's
very
fire.
special.
I think that's fire.
Something intimate, grown.
Yeah, a destination wedding is fire. Especially since, you know, I think destination weddings are best because that'll weed out all the people that's on some bullshit anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that'd be dope.
And his response was, you know, what would everybody do after the wedding? Which lets me know we're aligned. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't give a damn what they do. You know, it's our honeymoon from there. They can stay, they can go, you know what I mean? But
it's about us.
It's about us, and it will be their trip as well. So they can make their trip whatever it is after that. Yeah. But the response was everything. And it didn't feel like love bombing. Because, you know, you sat across the room with somebody and you have these make-believe conversations, and both of y'all know y'all ain't about that life.
Right.
Why is it so damn hot in here?
I don't know. I turned the heater. I turned the heater off though. I turned that heater off though.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Usually it's freezing. We paid the bill. We didn't pay it yesterday.
Right. Telly, can you get to the comments?
Yes.
I like this marriage comment. Maybe it's me.
Oh man, that was funny. But yeah, I've been turned that off. I turned it off before you got here because I was like, man.
Are we on the?
Okay, so Mark said, "What up, though?"
What's good?
Fred said, "Good morning." I'm sorry, good afternoon, fam. Kong said, "Peace. What up, though?" Kong said, "Brother Todd is a stereo proposer." Kong said, "I walked away from my first love thinking if I found it once, I could find it again and didn't."
Mm-hmm.
Mika put heart faces. And she put facts. Brittany said, "Hey, y'all."
Hey, Brittany.
What's up, B?
Kabe Brooks said, you can get back there."
She was talking about these abs.
Yeah.
Real men like natural real men. I'm sorry.
Well,
real men like natural woman, real men. Okay, so that's
I
what
was about
that
to
said.
say,
Sorry.
my show is called Talks with Todd, not Talks with Twinkle.
Look, I'm gonna read that again. Real men like natural women, real men.
Okay.
Because men are waiting till they are damn near falling over and broken to finally settle down.
Right.
Kong said I have a cat. Miss Carmen said, hey y'all. And
What's
she
up,
said,
Carmen?
loving this, all real talk.
Thank you.
Brittany said, I feel like if you're not marrying for love, it may not last.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Miss Brooks said, nice, stop trying to outdo your parents. Also said, I agree with you, Lake. Didn't want to be a serial baby mama. Giovanna. Mm-hmm. Put the hearts, never giving up. They were there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, season. I agree. And Richard said, good afternoon, bro.
What's up, man?
And then, does the man tell you he also wants to be married eventually?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you'll see the signs in a man that wants to be married. Like he's gonna take the necessary steps. You're gonna get treated in a way that you probably never been treated before. He's gonna be making certain moves. It's like almost you don't have to say nothing because the actions are there. You know what I'm saying? You'll know, and then eventually he'll propose. But yeah, a man most of the time is gonna show before he says anything, and I just think that some men are scared because due to their upbringing. Like I thought for a long time I was gonna be single for the rest of my life. Probably wasn't even gonna have no kids because I grew up seeing something totally different from what most people have seen. I didn't see a 2-parent household. I didn't see people be married. Everybody was just doing their own thing and bouncing around person to person to person. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I make a joke about my parents. I call my mom and my dad peanut butter and jelly.
Why?
Because that's how they spread. so you know what I'm saying? Like, so I do that. I do that all the time because I was like, my dad just was out there. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, dog, I'm supposed to be the baby. I grew up the only child, but I'm supposed to be the baby between my brothers and sisters. Mm-hmm. So when I hear about, oh, you supposed to be the youngest, I'm like, I doubt it. Pops was out here fooling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I thought that's how you were supposed to be. I thought you were supposed to be out here like that.
Now, I've heard men say that it doesn't benefit a man to be married.
I see why some men say that, because at the end, if the marriage doesn't work out, guess what?
Right.
He has to start over. He catch the shitty end of the stick. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Most men do. I know I've had to start over, so I know what it's like. But at the same time, it's not the worst thing possible, especially if you somebody that got some grind and hustle in you.
Right.
It's not that big of a deal. Actually, I enjoyed the struggle because the struggle made me better. Mm-hmm. So I don't have a problem with it. Now if you sitting there, being weak, talking about woe is me after a divorce, blah blah blah, she did this, she did that, not taking accountability, get your sucker ass on somewhere.
Now, do you feel like it's a benefit for you to be married?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I feel like it's a benefit for me being married, but I do understand how some men see that it's not. Mm-hmm. But that's mainly because some men pick wrong.
What are some of the benefits? What are some of the benefits?
For one, you get somebody that is willing to build with you and accept you for your flaws.
Right.
So, that's not easy to come by. Some people don't like certain things about people getting in a relationship and instantly try to change everything. That does not work.
Wow.
You can make adjustments, but don't try to change nobody, because people show you who they are early on.
I could believe that.
Yeah, so it's a lot of benefits. You know what I'm saying? You, like I said, you get somebody to build with. You get somebody that's gonna, have that family environment. Whether y'all got kids together or not, it could still, like me and my wife. I have a stepdaughter that's 14. I have a 12-year-old son, and I have a 7-year-old from a previous marriage. We got that family together. You know what I'm saying? We build that together. Like, we like, all right, well, look, we not with them other fools no more. Okay, cool. This is about to be our family. And we rock out.
Right.
That's it. It's just that simple.
Do you love being a husband?
Yes. Hell yeah, I do. Now, does it get frustrating? Yes. But that's the beauty of it. You're going to grow. You're going to go through some changes. Mm-hmm. You even going to go through a stage when you feel like you outgrowing the person you with. It's all about getting back on the same page.
Can I ask you a sexual question?
Sure.
And you don't have to answer from the perspective of your own marriage. But Do people in marriages feel like that they've given up some of their sexual appetites just to have the other things that make a marriage work?
I think so. I think in some marriages that is the case, because I hear a lot of married people complaining about the lack of sex and that, and you know what I'm saying? And some people go to counseling, some people cheat, some people try to talk things out with their wife or their husband to talk about the lack thereof, you know, because I've heard wives complaining about not being able to get down with their husband. So it's like, it goes both ways. But I do think when so much stuff is being done within the marriage to try to make it work, that sexual appetite does go away.
It does?
Yeah, I think it does for some people.
Right.
My shit don't go away. But I could be dead ass tired. Hey, baby, what's going on?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it does go away though for some people.
Is it part of the bond that keeps it going?
I believe so. I believe if you want your marriage to work, you'll definitely have to have sex. I feel bad for anybody that thinks that sex is not important in a marriage. It is very important, highly important. Especially like if you're somebody like me. I don't function well if I'm not having sex.
Okay.
I either got a shitty attitude or I'm slow. Okay? Sex for me, I'm dead. I bullshit you not. This is real shit. I wish my wife would call in. She'll tell you. If I'm not right, she know why it ain't right. So, and we get busy. We get tied up with the kids, what the hell they need, all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Work-related stuff. We get tired. We be sore. All this stuff happens. It's just all about y'all coming back and bringing it back together and staying consistent, because you're going to fall off.
Right.
But, you know, if you're somebody like me that has to function with sex, it's going to be very important.
I wonder about that, because people always say that. I mean, I've always been a sexual person. I've been on numerous shows to talk about sexual appetite, pleasing, and things like that. And then I'm like, you know, you get with this one partner, and then they believe that, you know, it's about the bonding and this, that, and the other. And like, especially for women tend to hold back. You know, like if she's sexually aggressive, then she has to dumb herself down a little bit because she doesn't want to make the man feel uncomfortable. Because me being a woman, I know that there's a lot of men who do not have the same type of sexual appetite as women, but they could be great providers. They could be loving and attentive in so many other ways, but they just don't have a need for intercourse because of their dick is tired because of all the usage when they were young.
No, that's not my problem. I like, listen, this is how I look at it. Women want sex, and certain men, I can't even say all men, but certain men need sex. Like, I'm a person that needs it. Like, that's like you ever seen somebody get high and feel like they were just on point with everything else they did? That's what sex is for me.
That's how it is for me.
Yeah.
You know, so what I mean?
Understand.
And I totally understand. I had a conversation with somebody once when versus, you know, being single and being in a relationship. Like, single, I can screw as much as I want to. I can be safe with it. I can change partners as long as I'm not doing any damage to anybody. I can do what I want. Right. But when you decide to be in a partnership with somebody, that person got to be able to please and give you everything that you was out there to get, because I had different guys to do different things. Right. You know what I mean? Now, part of this relationship, and women need to know that too. Yeah. Like, part of this relationship, now you're all those people. Absolutely. You know what I mean? I'm sorry you may not like to do it. Yeah. But you kind of are obligated when you wanted this union. Yes. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. Especially don't let you have a fine partner. You know what I mean? Like, right. Somebody got to be looking over your shoulders, because you know people are looking at them, you know? Oh, yeah. Somebody always sniffing around the corner somewhere. Always. You know what I'm saying? So you got to stay on your game. Don't get too comfortable. You know, you get too comfortable, something bad gonna happen. And who wants a partner that nobody else wants? Thank you. I say that all the time. Man. Like, I like my jealous nature. I like the way it feels. I like threatening my guy. You know what I mean? Like remember at the end of Boomerang, you know, Angela was like, "You turn around, I'll snap your fucking neck."
Yeah.
And he like, I was looking at her with the 2 kids. That's gonna be you. Yeah. Like, and you still gonna love me. Like, like not if you as bad as she is. Like,
yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, I love to see unions between people because I've seen some powerful couples. You know what I mean? And the things that people are able to build together, the things that they invest for their family, the things that they have for their children, I am in awe.
Yeah.
I admire. You know what I mean? I wish more people would talk about that to encourage people to want to be a part of those type of scenarios. Because too many people think they can do it alone.
No, you can't. You can't. There's not, and then the other side of it too is, you know, and again, I know people, like you said, people hate it, but like you are now supposed to be every person that you could possibly be for that person that you with. And it sucks because you're not going to be able to fulfill every aspect of that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember having this conversation with my wife, and I was like, baby, look, it's okay that you're not there in this capacity, like for instance, podcasting. So she don't want to do it. And I wanted to do it with her just to help out other married couples and probably, you know, get some gems from other married couples to keep us pushing. Right. So, but I remember her getting upset because she wasn't into it like I was. And I'm like, baby, it's okay. You're not going to be into it like I am. She was like, I don't care. I want to be every woman. And I'm like, it don't work like that. But I understood where she was coming from, though.
Right.
Because nobody wants to feel like they're coming up short with their person.
Absolutely.
So I understood where she was coming from. I thought she sounded crazy at first, but I do get where her mindset was at.
Right.
Like, I want to be able to show up in every aspect.
It was something we had talked about yesterday. I have a tendency to be flirty. You know, always have. It's kind of part of my personality. It's embedded. I know how far to go, and I know how to uplift my person. And I always tell people, like, I've only been looking for one person to accept me for how I am, because they know, like, my love language is off the chain. You know what I mean? I will take you to another world every time possible, because I just I love touching, I love cooking, I love rubbing, I love like everything about having a person who pours into me. Yeah. And I've said it over and over again. I only need one. You know, it's 6 billion, 8 billion people on this planet. I need one. But that one person also have to understand, like, part of my online personality is to be a little flirty. And I was telling the engineer, Shani, like, sometimes those people need the boost. Yeah. I don't need the ego boost, but when I sit down with some of my interviewees, you know what I mean? It could get dead in a conversation or whatever. Like, with your cute self, you know what I mean?
Right,
and then it was like, oh my God, thank you so much. You know, because everybody needs to be uplifted a little bit. Now, at the end of the day, ain't nobody got nothing on what I have. Right. And ain't nobody taking me home. I wouldn't even want to embarrass him like that. You know what I mean? But I'm happy that he doesn't look at some conversations as being embarrassing, because another man wouldn't be like, you know. Some people, everybody not going to be able to take your personality, like your podcast personality, I should say. Everybody not going to be able to, or never. Everybody won't be understanding to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know good and damn well my wife would hate it if I flirted. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because she be like, "What the fuck is you doing? You know you can't be playing the way you know." But you that's a woman-man thing too. You know what I mean? Like, most men are more secure in what they have and what they're giving and what they know about their partner than women are. We're all, for a woman. And I don't know how men do it. Because I don't know a woman that's laid back and just be like, he just going to be who he is. I mean, you know what I mean? You could be the most upstanding guy. Yeah. And the cashier at the grocery store can look at you too long. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, like, what's taking you so long to get your money out? Huh? Yeah. Usually you be tapping and paying. Now you want to use a card? You know what I mean? Yeah. I've seen that happen before. So yeah, you're right. You're right. But then I think on the other hand, with men, it's like, oh, she still like me. You know what I mean? Like she really be crushing. Like my girl still about to be on the street. Like don't do this for my man.
Yeah, she ready to boom bop somebody real quick, man. She funny though. Like I remember one day I went to a winery to grab us some wine, and the girl was I'm on the phone with her, but I'm talking to the girl that's getting ready to cash me out, and she made a joke about something, and I laughed. She was like, "Hey, man, you need to change the way you laugh." I'm like, what? And it took me a long time to like even decipher whether she was being serious or she was joking. It sounded like she was joking.
Seriously joking.
Yeah, there you go.
She was seriously joking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I told my guy for the rest of our lives. Yeah. The second time we met up at Starters, he got a $7 drink and tipped the bartender $10.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, who is she? He like, you don't remember nothing. I'm like, I forget everything, but I remember that. Yeah. Because I used to be a bartender. Me and who tipped me $10 on a $7 drink that had a little.
Yeah.
And he like, I don't even want to go to Starbucks. Like, excuse me, he got $10 for you.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm like, it's all fun because I'm like, you belong to me.
Right.
You know
that's my mentality.
You tip me $10 next time you want to give somebody some money. You giggle at me like that the next time you want to laugh.
Yeah. Yep.
Ain't nothing that funny.
Yep. Now y'all sounded like, yep.
I'm just saying. And it feels good, honestly. That's what and that's another reason, like it's a small reason, but it's part of the reason why people want to be married. Me personally, like I want that person to belong to me, and I belong to a person. I want that person to be my person. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because the possessiveness, all that is fun, I think. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to put nobody on no chains. I ain't saying that I need to know your every move. I know couples who share locations. But because they share locations, they hardly even look for each other.
Yeah, and most of the time it's for safety reasons.
It ain't to be
stalkerish.
Right.
Yeah.
And it feels good to know that somebody's out there that will put their life down for you, that loves you that much.
Yeah.
And they're not a parent. They wasn't obligated. They just love you like that. Till death do you part. Yes. Unless they you, and then you have to take 3 times to find your person.
Yeah, right. But, exactly.
Or like so many other people. You know what I mean? I think it takes a certain amount of maturity and growth to know that you can be the person that you need to be and change and be with a person as you get older. Yeah. I think that's the benefit of being a little older when you do.
Exactly. I agree with that. And you know what? I don't even regret the first 2 marriages because it got me to where I need to be for this one. So I don't even regret it. I try my best not to bash them. I might talk about experiences that may sound like I'm bashing, but I'm not. I just talk about what went wrong on their end. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm thankful.
What about your end?
On my end, I was fucked up. But my thing is, I knew how to do it. Like with me not being the greatest husband, I still knew how to move and not make anybody embarrassed. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, if I'm about to be a cheater, cool. That don't mean I got to be caught out with the other woman that I'm with. Right. I ain't got to make it painfully obvious that I'm messing around with somebody else.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You was a cheater?
Yeah, I was. But
that just hurt my soul. But you just hurt my soul.
But it was a reason behind it though. Like
you wasn't happy.
Exactly. But furthermore, I was unhappy with me. Right. So when I realized that, I said, okay, I need to chill out and I need to change directions.
It used to it took me a long time to relay that message because when I was younger, I've had situations with people who allowed me to be touched by the women that they were dealing with. And I would tell them, like, it shows a certain lack of love for me when you allow somebody to touch me. You know what I mean? People don't want to know the truth. They don't even want to expect certain behaviors out of you, even if you're doing it. So not saying that infidelity is right, But one of the ways to show that you love a person is for them to think that you have faithfulness, regardless of what you're doing. Like you'll never want somebody to be running up on your person, because the thing is, the person that you love the most didn't even have that power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'm your road dog and I'm your wife, I should be the one that we running up on. You know, not saying that, you know, that's why some people swing. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to have an open relationship, then have it with me.
Right.
And then I go out and we pick your person and this, that, and the other. Now, I don't want that either. Because I've been swinging for 20-something years. You know? Okay. I've been single. You know what I'm saying? I can swing. Yeah. I don't want that in my relationship. But I respect and appreciate those that do, because this is your union. Yeah. And you can do it the way you want to. You can build it that way.
I agree. And I do think that that's something that needs to be talked about early on as well. Like, if you know you got your person, y'all need to talk about what y'all expect from each other. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, look, I'm into extra activities with other women, or you into extra activities with other men. That need to be talked about, because that way it ain't no surprise later on. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like, I think that needs to be put out there. Like, I remember when I first started being honest with women, like, that I had dealings with. It was because I'm from Detroit, but I moved to this place called Inkster. And when I moved to Inkster, a lot of people are related. It's a very small city. So I ended up messing with cousins that didn't like each other. Mm-hmm. And that's what made me be like, you know what? I'm about to just start being real. Hey, listen, I'm dating her, and her. You don't like it, that's cool. If you do like it, I'll see you on Thursday.
And I realized, like, right before the relationship I'm in, I was dating somebody who wants multiple wives. Mm-hmm. And at one point in time, I was at such a desperate point that I thought maybe I could be a part of that. Yeah. But I don't like women. But I'll do one. Oh. But I don't want her around. I really don't want her to talk to me. And I don't have periods, so that's going to irritate me. Like, maxi pads and shit around. Like, it's so much about women that irritate me.
Yeah. I've never heard nobody say that.
Like, yeah. So for a minute, I thought, like, in order to be in a relationship with the person I thought I wanted, that I had to do something that I knew I didn't want for myself. Mm-hmm. And after I had the opportunity to think about it, I'm like, why would you even give that consideration, knowing that you will pull out? Like, say they were really into you, and I'm so dynamic, and like I say, when I love on people, I know that it's wonderful. I would still break their hearts.
Got you.
Knowing that I was doing something that I didn't want to do. And people do that so much by not sharing their wants and feelings in the beginning. You know, even when it comes to me, I don't understand, if a person wants to be married, how would they even date somebody who doesn't?
Exactly. People be getting lost in the sauce. A lot of people get into a relationship or whatever, or just, you know, that little dating stage. Everything is wonderful in the beginning, and then they get lost in the sauce and be thinking, okay, he may feel like this now, but he might change. Right. And sometimes that don't be happening. I remember it happening with me. Right. A girl thought I was going to eventually stop playing around. I'm like, listen, I'm not about to date you. You're going to get your feelings hurt. I got other girls lined up. What's the point?
You mean?
No, I'm not mean. I'm honest. Man. It just comes off like I'm being mean.
You're a little ball of honesty.
No, but listen, where else you gonna get that from?
You're not gonna get it from too many people.
Exactly, and that is true. And that's what I banked on. I said, listen, you're not gonna get another man that's gonna be this honest with you. Mm-hmm. You better off leaving me alone, or just let's keep having fun, but don't try to be serious with me. Absolutely, because I'm not the one.
And it's crazy because the relationship I was telling you about earlier, we doubled back. Mm-hmm. And as adults, we were able to rekindle that for a few years. Gotcha. And it ended when he said he realized that we were at the point where he should be a stand-up guy and marry me, or marry us, because my son was 3 or 4 at the time. And his own understanding, he realized that he didn't want to be a stepdad again. And he had to break that to me. You know what I mean? And it hurt. Part of it hurts a little bit always, you know, but it had to have been the best thing that happened to me, because for one, I wouldn't want my son to be with anybody because that resented him a little bit.
Right.
That was just with me because I had a kid, but they really didn't want the kid.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I was so grateful for that conversation, even though it cracked my head open.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that was the last thing I thought, that this person that I rekindled love back with almost 20 years ago, this was where we were going to be ending. You know?
Yeah, that sucks.
But hopefully, next year, 2030, 2040 or something, y'all be coming to my destination.
Oh,
wedding.
yeah, definitely.
Because that's my thing. 2040. Shandy, like, I'm clapping, but you're going to be old. Like, I hope it's before that. Shit down.
Tell, can you get to the comments before we get up out of here? Man, that's funny.
There's so many comments.
Thank you for everybody that's been tapping in. I appreciate y'all.
Oh,
for
this
real.
is dope because nobody watches my show like this.
Krishan said, "Hey, great people." Miss Brooks said, "Fine with some good pecker. Yeah, I need that."
Right.
Dorian said, "Most likely true to, we call that being a sex addict. Exactly, she wants to be all for you." Britt said, "Hey, y'all."
What's up,
Britt
B?
said,
Hey,
"I
B.
felt like that at the strip club with the dude. Thank you, Lake. Just because you didn't get caught don't mean you weren't embarrassing somebody."
That's true.
True. That's true.
And Ms. Rhea said, "Thank you for showing accountability for cheating because so many people blame the other person when it's not them."
Yeah.
Ms. Rhea also said, "True statement because that woman you cheating with knows and will forever have one up on them if they stay together." Ms. Brooks said, "Exactly. I'm dead." And also Ms. Brooks said, "Potential, and they think they can change a person's mindset." Giovanna, it says, "I like the honesty." And Ms. Rhea said, "Why can't you leave them alone when you see they don't want what you want? Why is it always on the woman to end it?"
That's a good question for you to answer.
I think she was asking you. I do feel like men hold us accountable. You know, I don't think they realize that we love with our heart and our emotions and our souls, and they are more logical. But when they know it's a good woman, it hurts to hurt them. And men are weak. And when I say men are weak, I say that in a way that most good men don't seek to hurt a woman.
We don't.
And they don't want to see it.
Yeah.
So they'll roll with it in hopes that if he's pulling back, we would realize that we are not receiving what we deserve to receive, and we'll cut it.
Yeah.
And usually if your eyes are open, you will. You, as a woman, you will see it, and you will pull back if you're smart.
You got to be, smart and strong, because you could be smart and weak as hell. And I've seen that. You know, I've been like that as well myself. You know, I knew a relationship wasn't gonna work out, and I tried to thug it out for the sake of my kids or for the sake of our history. Stuff that ain't gonna matter, because once we end, we gonna end anyway, and it's gonna be what it is. You know, so I think everybody falls victim to that. It's not just men or women. It's like everybody. Like, I think that if a man stays in a relationship that he doesn't really want to be a part of anymore, it's mainly because of something that he's still holding on to hope.
Right.
And a lot of men hold on to hope because they like, wait a minute, if I keep showing up, if I keep doing this and I keep doing this, maybe things will get better. And, you know, sometimes men love hard. That's how some women end up in the back of trunks. You know?
Yeah, and more. That's why I'm like, I ain't leaving what I am. I'm gonna love him hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Because they stabbing women in the back.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's not a good thing, you know. And I think that most men that want to stick around for something that they see that they not receiving, it's only because we just love harder sometimes.
Right.
That's really what it is. But yeah, Lake, this has been great.
oh my God, it's over already.
Yeah.
I feel like I have so much more to say.
Yeah, and Lake, also, Africa Johnson said we're watching because of you, Lake.
She's in my book club.
Yeah, so
I read too.
Yeah, this was definitely a great episode. I already knew ahead of time this was gonna be awesome. So I thank you for joining me.
I thank you for having me. Because
Yeah.
not too many people have me like this.
Yeah, man, definitely. Like you are awesome. No matter what you thinking or what you got going on in your mind, we fucks with you. heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I
Definitely.
love it. I love it. I love it. And I thank you guys. You guys can follow me on Lake Butler on all platforms.
Yes.
I don't think outside the box.
Yes. And I thank you for joining me. Everybody that's tapped in, hey, listen, I appreciate y'all, all the comments, all the love, everybody that shared. Thank you so much. Catch me next Wednesday. We out of here. Indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talks with Todd.